An 18-year-old Somali man goes on a rampage at Ohio State University, rammed his car into a crowd, then he slashed and stabbed people around him with a butcher's knife. Here is a Facebook post from the suspect just prior to the attack. It reads as follows: America, stop interfering with our other countries, especially the Muslim Ummah. We are not weak. If you want us Muslims to stop carrying lone wolf attacks, then make peace. We will not let you sleep unless you give peace to the Muslims. Jonah Goldberg is with us, National Review. You know, Jonah, I think there's something going on in America. I think there is a retreat and an opposition to the PC culture. And our inability to name this attack as a terror attack is part of what's going on in America. I sense an enormous amount of frustration. It's a terror attack. Can't we call it that? Where are you on this?
Oh, I agree. You know, and we've seen this for basically 8 years. After every single terrorist attack at home and abroad, the Obama administration would slow walk their response, slow walk their acknowledgement that it was a terrorist attack, always try to say, oh, the motives are mysterious. Remember when Michael Bloomberg said that the Times Square bomber was probably an opponent of Obamacare? And I think part of the problem is that a lot of people in the mainstream media also, you know, look, it's one thing to have a level of skepticism and not rush to conclusions, and there's no award for being wrong first about something. But there's also a problem when you have people who, out of a fealty to political correctness, refuse to admit what is obvious. And it seems like this guy, this murderous teenager, was the worst of two different worlds. He was, first of all, he was clearly a self-starting jihadi, and he was also a whiny millennial. And when you put those two things together and you read that Facebook post, you get this mix of political correctness where all of my problems are somebody else's fault, and this murderous ideology from Islamic terrorism. And that's something that I think we're going to have to be on the lookout for a while.
Real fast, Jonah, have I got a point here? I think something big is bubbling away under the surface in America. I'm not sure whether it's revolt against the PC culture, revolt against the left for dominating popular culture for a generation. I just think something big is going on, and there's a profound change underway. Am I on the right track?
Well, you know, in Chinese philosophy, there's this concept of the rectification of the names, where societies get out of whack when you can no longer use the right words to describe actual reality. And eventually you get a blowback where people say, hey, look, this is not a left-right issue. This is, I just want to tell the truth about the things I see with my own eyes. And I think there are a lot of Americans who feel like we need to get somewhere closer to that.
You know, Jonah, I'm not sure whether you'll be present at Trump's victory tour in Cincinnati on Thursday, but, you know, there's a place for you and it's always available. Jonah Goldberg, sarcasm is a low form of wit.
I knew you had to get that in there.
Very sorry. I'm very sorry.
I marvel at your restraint. Thank you very much.
Do come back next week. Jonah, thank you, sir. We'll see you.
Thank you.